So, the last 3 weeks online have been just a cesspool of filth. And I did want to comment on it, but I went to New York and decided to go on a holiday instead, so just didn't. James Charles went through the whole gamut, didn't he? It's all been pretty horrific news. It's all been like just a lot of petty fighting and absolute bullshittery. And I've been loving every single second of it. And I find that whole thing fascinating. But before we get into my commentary on something that is months old that you don't really care about, some good news. Oh, thank God. I feel like YouTube's been crying out for something positive. Now, if you follow Eugenia Cooney, she is this lovely YouTuber who clearly just hasn't been well. She's had, we don't know anything official, but she uploaded a lot of videos where she was very thin, but like really inappropriately thin. And everyone didn't really care what she was saying. They were just really concerned for her well-being. And obviously when you're in that state of mind, you don't think anything's wrong with you. And then recently in February, she took herself off all of social media. And then this photo of her was uploaded recently from her hairstylist, apparently. Now, Eugenia has not said or done anything official, but this photo, it's just so positive and rewarding to see that she's like recovering and healing, which I thought was great. And I do feel a bit bad for her because like literally everyone on YouTube wants her to get better. And she's got a lot of pressure, and I'm assuming that pressure is quite terrifying. But we've all been crying out for an update from her, and this is like an unofficial update, and it's just great because she just looks healthy, and it's good, and this is a good positive step, and I was so excited when I saw this photo of her, and I wish her all the best, and I can't wait to see an updated video from her. Oh, it's just good YouTube news. Oh my gosh. And because a lot of people thought that she was going to die. And it was very much looking that way because the last video she uploaded, she was skeletal. And now, like, this beautiful photo has been uploaded. Like, her face is just, like, full and things are great and that's awesome and I'm so excited. And I've been following her for so long now, mainly just to see how she is, and it was almost like watching a slow death of someone because, you know, clearly when you're in that frame of mind, people can say things, but you know, when it's a mental health. You know, anorexia it's complete. I mean, I've never suffered from it, but it's not just like you need to eat and then people eat and then problem solved. It's a bit deeper than that, and it's just so wonderful to see that she has taken time to look after herself. And then this photo came out, and it's just so great. The James Charles saga. Quite possibly one of the most fascinating things to ever happen. So I initially was like, yes, death to James, we hate you. And I jumped on the James is a horrible human bandwagon. And I've never been a fan of his. I think he's incredibly talented and his makeup's just so on point all the time. But there was just something about him. He talked way too fast. He just seemed so arrogant. Just like he'd be like, hey, sisters slay. I'm like, oh, God. Really over the sisters drama. And then the Tati video happened, and I was like, yes, Tati, you're my hero. You're the best. You know, burn James at the stake. How dare he treat you like that? And, you know, this whole James is cancelled, his career's over. Like, it was never going to be over. Of course he did. He took a hit. But it's like, you know, this whole he's cancelled thing, for now he's cancelled. I mean, look at Logan Paul. I mean, he filmed a dead guy in a forest and he wasn't cancelled. And he's doing, here's the funny thing. on YouTube Premium, I got a recommended video, The Thinning or something. There was some video that he was in. I'm like, well, clearly he hasn't really been cancelled if the YouTube Red or YouTube Premium, whatever the hell I'm paying for, is like promoting him still. And so all that shit went down and like Jeffree Star jumped on it. And now I'm a fan of Jeffree's content, but Jeffree loves to put himself in drama, and then we'll get to that. But then, okay, so the Tati stuff happened. Tati gained a bajillion followers, and then James lost a bajillion. And the world was like at peace. I was happy with everything. I was like, finally, James has been exposed for the horrible human that he is. And then James releases this woeful apology video. And then he releases... Well, I didn't realise that his apology video was shot in Brisbane, in Australia, because he was here on tour. And then when he got home, he uploaded this, like, epic... Like, it was like a WWE SmackDown video. And he just went through all these points. And he was like, FYI, these are all lies about me. And he just went through this thing. And I... As someone who just didn't like James, I was like clapping. I was like, James, take a bow. You are like, that is, like your makeup's on point and your rebuttal is on point. Like this is next level. Like you've just blown this wide open. And I was on a plane to New York when this video dropped. So it wasn't until I landed that I saw all of this drama, and I really wanted to jump on and talk about it and do it because it's like a hot topic right now. But I was in New York on holidays and thought, oh, well, fuck this. I'm going to go to the Statue of Liberty. And I went and did a tour of the NBC studios. I saw Saturday Night Live. Oh, it was so good. And now I'm home and I'm severely jet lagged, and I wanted to just have my say on the James Charles saga because, in all honesty, I didn't like that we'd all cancelled him. Initially, I was like, oh, it seems unfair that everyone was unfollowing him. The Dolan twins, who I quite like, unfollowed him, and then all these everyone was so quick to accept Tati's version of events. Because she was older and more responsible and really never puts herself in drama. And so we're like, yes, Tati, we believe you. And then James came back and really was like, no, that's not what happened. And like, whoa, it was full on. And there was a part of me that, I don't know. Like, did you feel the same? Like through this whole experience, you've learnt, just don't believe any drama. Just don't believe it. Like people want to believe people are bad. Like I wanted to believe James was an awful human being and he should be cancelled. Boo! But he wasn't. Like when you look at it, he's 19. First of all, he's a teenager. Tati's in her 30s. Like, not that we should use that as an excuse, but like, Tati has life experience. James doesn't. So, you know, I personally felt like when we were all like, James is cancelled, it was like, well, I mean, we have to let him learn and grow from this experience. And then it was really fascinating to see what he was going to do. I was genuinely fascinated. And then he came back with the apology video, which just, again, can't stress enough, blew me out of the fucking water. And now I'm like a big James Charles fan. I'm like, I support you, girl, sister. I don't like, I support you, girl. Like, I'm willing to go to girl. I'm not quite willing to be like sister, just yet. Yep, great. And so, then Jeffree, whom I love and am scared of, was like, I'm not inserting myself into the drama. I'm like, well, you have, mate. You've put yourself in the middle of the drama. Claims he's got receipts, doesn't show them. Like, I want to love Jeffree, and I do. And I do love him. And I want him to have the best success. But, like, just look the other way when shit happens, Jeffree. Just go, all my stuff is stolen. I'm going to focus on that and not worry about what's going on over here. Just focus on yourself. You're very talented and very clever. stop trying to tear other people down. Again, you're in your 30s. When you were 19, you were a bit of a piece of shit as well. You've learnt, you've grown, we support you. Let James learn and grow. All right? Don't be all high and mighty and bullshitty and that. Just do your fantastic makeup and just be the bigger person. Fuck. Jeffrey just can't be the bigger person. He has to put himself into everything. And I think, regrettably, I'll always love Jeffrey because I just think he's fascinating. But I just wish he would, just a bit of shushy on the drama. Just a bit of shushy, a bit more makeup-y. Yeah. So, anyway, I feel like world peace has been restored in the Tati James Jeffrey saga. And then we move on to the Trisha Paytas shit. Holy my God. And that seems to be going just... Like, if you're not familiar with what's been happening on any of these fronts, go to T-Spill. Subscribe to T-Spill because it's all explained there. But the Trisha Paytas shit, like, she is just painful. But now, so it's such a long story, and if you don't know the Trisha Paytas stuff, just go to other channels to find it out. I'm not going to explain it. It's just too much. But anyway, I watched a clip online of Nick, who she ghosted. He edited this video of all these clips of her saying nasty things, but then those clips were taken out of context. So he's now taken these clips out of context and tried to paint her in a bizarre picture. And again, it's like, wow, you can't believe, you shouldn't believe the drama. Like, you shouldn't just, oh my God, everything is fucked. Everything is fucked. Everything is fucked, right? This book, I met Mark Manson. He also wrote, where's the other one? The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, right? So in New York, I got to meet him. Look, he signed my book. See? Signed the book. Everything is fucked. Yep, great. Everything's fucked. The whole world's fucked. But in good news, Eugenia Cooney, not fucked. She's getting better, which is great.